Hello guys, so today dito sa ating portfolio sa ating call financial account. So ang gagawin ko ngayong araw ay mag-trim down ako ng kalahati ng aking position dito sa aking NIKL Asia Corporation. So as of the moment, meron akong unrealized profit and loss na nasa 30%, dividend income na nasa halos 11%. So meron akong 41% na kita dito sa kumpanya. Pero guys, you have to understand itong kumpanya ay talagang sobrang volatile. So sa history natin nito ay marami ka matutunan dito. So kung maalala ko lamang noong binenta ko itong GSMI natin, so pinublish ko ito noong May 9, 2025 kung saan ay nakuha tayo ng realized profit na 200% sa GSMI. Kung mapapasin mo dito sa ilalim ang NIKL Asia Corporation, down ako dito ng 31.58% total returns. Pero kung hindi natin sasama yung dividends, halos 50% yung down ko dito sa kumpanya. So today yun nga ay kakash out na natin ang ating, parang Gcash lang ang ating position na kalahati dito sa NIKL Asia. So before we do that, pag-usapan muna natin ang dahilan kung bakit natin to biniling kumpanya. So ito yung ating buy link. Ito ay pinublish ko noong March 23, 2024. So ito pala yung ating transaction dito, Ayan. So nakabili tayo dito noong March 21, 2024 pala. Ayan. So ito yung record date natin per pesos per share. Okay. Yung mga dahilan dito, kasi nakitaan ko na maganda yung fundamentals ng company kahit na bumabagsak yung share price. So kaya na-take advantage ko itong kumpanya. And during that time, noong late 2024 and gandang performance itong NIKL Asia and umabot sa halos 60% yung aking unrealized profit. Yun nga, after nun, bumagsak to halos 50% naman. Negative 50%. So, this is the evidence kung gaano ka-volatile ang cyclical stock, especially mga mining dito sa ating bansa. So, ito yung dahilan ko din para mag-take profit ng half sa aking position dito sa kumpanya today. And ito naman ang ating completed trades ngayong araw, March 2, 2026. And naibenta natin itong kumpanya sa halagang 5.32 pesos per share. Let's start with the obvious question. 40% gain, it is a good gain na para sa akin. So mapapansin natin, over the past week ng pag-review natin sa NIKL Asia, makita pa rin naman natin na okay pa rin naman ang performance ng company. Maganda pa rin ang long-term trajectory ng kumpanya. Para sa akin today dito sa company, although yes, undervalued pa rin itong kumpanya in terms of our long-term trajectory dito sa company. Kung babasahin mo yung mga latest news and latest update sa kanilang mga planta, ay maganda pa rin talaga ang i-grow, especially yung kanilang mga nasa energy segment nila. And para sa akin kasi, the moment ng stocks umabot siyempre sa 40%, especially kapag cyclical yan, your risk profile changes. Even the company doesn't. Okay? Think about this doon sa sa history nang pinakita ko sa inyo kung gaano ka volatile yon. Now let's zoom out a little bit, And hindi natin to reviewin ng mas malalim kasi ni-review natin to from the past. NIKL Asia Corporation is one of the largest nickel producer ore dito sa Pilipinas. The Philippines is consistently one of the top nickel exporter globally, especially to China, according to the data from the Philippine Statistics Authority. Yung mineral na in-export ng mga company na nagmimina ng nickel ay nagko-contribute ng billions of dollars annually to our trade balance, with nickel being the major component. So para mas maintindihan natin yung cycle, isa-summarize na lang natin to kasi nireview na natin ito from the past sa pag-review natin sa NIKL Asia Corporation. So summarize na lang natin ito ng mas mabilis. Yung boom bust repeat the process. So when I saw kasi the position of my investments sa NIKL Asia with 40%, I asked myself a serious question. Am I being paid enough to ignore the cycle? Because one thing na natutunan ko during the first rally na sobrang umangat aking investment, hindi ko na take advantage yon. And that's the cost, na bumagsak ang aking investment dito ng halos 50%. Okay, and now today na nagrarally siya, gusto ko ma-take advantage, makuha ito, ma-realize na ito and ipanglagak, So mamaya I think sa ating newsletter o sa aking website, ipapublish natin kung ano yung mga possible na paglalagakan din natin, another paglalagakan. Let's get practical, guys. Commodity companies like NIKL Asia have earnings that highly sensitive, guys, to nickel prices. So if global nickel prices drop 20 to 30%, essentially yung margins ng kumpanya syempre nagko-compress din yan. Ibig sabihin doon, yung profit syempre mag-shrink faster than the revenue. And when profit shrink, valuation adjust na naman. So suddenly, that 40% gain can become 15%, 5%, and even negative pa nga. So ganito yung nangyari sa atin based sa history ng pag-invest natin sa kumpanya. Pinakatanong ngayon, bakit half lamang ang kinuha ko sa aking position? Because I still believe in long-term structural demand for nickel, especially yung electrification is real. Infrastructure spending across Asia is real also. Battery technology continues to evolve or evolving. Nickel remains strategically important. Okay, para sa akin but belief doesn't remove risk, no? You have to understand. By trimming half of my profit or my position, I achieved 3 things. First, I lack the real profit na kasi realize na yon. Hindi na siya paper gains lamang, cash na siya. Second, I reduce my exposure in case na yung cycle ay mag-turns na naman. Okay? Kasi hindi natin malalaman, no one can predict the cycle na naman. Okay? No one can predict that. Third is I created dry powder. Ibig sabihin, capital I can redeploy anywhere. And today, meron na akong nakikita na naman ng 2 company na pwede kong paglagakan, no? And I will post this 2 companies once na ma-finalize ko na ito sa ating newsletter or sa aking website. Now, let's talk about timing risk. So para mas maintindihan mo ito, marami kasing tao or nagpa-participate sa market, pag sinabi mong nagtitrim ka ng position mo, ikaw ay isang market timer na. There's a big difference for that, no? Market timing means predicting exact tops and bottoms of a certain company or certain stock. What I'm doing is probability adjustment, no? When upside become less attractive relative to downside, so I adjust the size. Okay? This reduces me kasi of regret in both direction. So bakit at sa papaanong paraan? If yung presyo kasi ng kumpanya ay continuous na mag-rise or umakyat, I still participate, 'di ba? And if the price go down, I feel relief. Bakit? Kasi naka-excess na ako ng half ng aking position. That's asymmetric emotional payoff na tinatawag. So, itong emotional payoff, paka-importante nito para sa akin because I keep consistent, no? Para maging consistent ang aking mga investment. So, consistency kasi build wealth, no? You have to understand. Now, let's go deeper into compounding strategy. So, compounding doesn't require win rate na 100%. It requires discipline, capital recycling na tinatawag. So, if you gain or if you make 40% in one position and rotate into another opportunity that grows 20 to 30% over the next cycle, your compounded return accelerate then also. So instead of one big move, you can create multiple control gains na tinatawag natin. And control gains are sustainable. So let's simulate, no, para mas maintindihan mo ito. So sabihin natin na meron kang initial capital na 100,000 pesos. Sa trade 1 mo ay kumita ka ng 40%. So meron ka ng 140,000 pesos. Okay? At dahil doon, nag-trim ka ng half, no? Naglacking ka ng profit. And ang ginawa mo ay ni-redeploy mo ang portion mo sa mga undervalued stock. So if new stock ay umangat ng 25%, overall capital ay mas umangat pa lalo. Diba? Ito yung lagi natin ginagawa from the past. For example, nag-exit tayo sa URC dahil meron tayong mga biniling bagong company. So nag-materialize on, no? And iba pang mga kumpanya. Ganun yung ginagawa natin sa history ng ating portfolio, no, doon sa ating YouTube, no. Ito yung ginagawa natin syempre, especially kapag mayroon tayong mga cyclicals na stocks na investment. sa pamamagitan nitong strategy na ito, kahit papaano, nag-snowball pa rin ang ating compounding na tinatawag. But there's the secret, guys. You have to focus, no? It only works if you avoid catastrophic downturns. Ang catastrophic downturns usually happen kapag you refuse to trim, you over-concentrate, and you ignore the cycles. So for sure, karamihan sa inyo mag-message na naman, Renz, are you bullish pa rin sa Nickel Asia? My simple answer is yes. Okay? So, ang ginawa ko lamang talaga ay position size wisely and controlled ko yung position ko dapat. And para sa akin, that's maturity as an investor. Now, let's talk about another uncomfortable truth na hindi masyadong nasasabi ito. Sometimes, after trimming, the stock continues to go up nga. Okay, so meron din tayong data niyan from the past, no? Marami ka ding matutunan doon. And if you feel regret, no, that's normal sa atin. But regret is cheaper than loss. Let me repeat that. Okay? Regret from missing extra upside is cheaper than regret from watching gains evaporate. Okay? Every experienced investor eventually learn this lesson. And even you na nagsisimula pa lamang sa pag-i-invest. Now, here's the powerful mindset na pwede mong ma-shift, no, from ordinary na investor ka to become knowledgeable. Stop asking how much more I can make. Usually kasi kapag nakikita natin ng ating investment umaangat, lagi natin tatanong, how much more I can make sa investment na ito. But for me, based sa mga natutunan ko, you have to ask yourself, how much can I afford to lose if I'm wrong? Okay? Ibig sabihin, kapag tumas ang share price, tanungin mo sarili mong ganitong question. How much can I afford to lose if I am wrong nasa position na ito? Kung mas malaki na yung risk kaysa sa reward na makukuha mo, then you have to trim down. Kasi para sa akin, survival come first before the growth. Kasi if you survive the cycle, repeatedly paulit-ulit, usually, naturally, yung growth ay sumusunod na lamang yan. Alam mo ba kung paano ko ito natutunan? So ito yung natutunan ko sa newsletter na pinablish dati ni Peter Lynch. And alam mo ba, sa ating PSE Warrior Academy website ay meron tayong newsletter doon kung saan binili natin at talagang i-share ko rin ito sa inyo para magkaroon kayo ng idea about newsletter ni Peter Lynch. Okay, now let's build something practical because theory is useless if you can't apply yung mga sinabi natin kanina, no? So if you are an ordinary Filipino or nagsisimula ka pa lamang mag-invest sa ating market, you don't need a complicated algorithm to know when to trim, no? You need a rule-based system that removes emotion lagi. Okay? So here's the simple trimming framework na you can customize naman. So i-share ko ito sa inyo para magkaroon ka rin ng idea and ma-customize mo rin ito. So sa akin kasi rule number 1, percentage-based trigger. So ibig sabihin, if a stock gains 30 to 50% with a short period, let's say sabihin natin under 12 months, automatically nire-review ko yung aking position size kung ano nangyayari. Kung mas malaki na ang aking position. So, notice I said review, not automatically sell. So, sa pagre-review, lagi kong tinatanong, has valuation expanded? Yung allocation ko ba ay lumaki ng uncomfortable level na para sa akin? And the macro risk ay nag-increase ba? So, if yes, doon sa mga question na ayon, so I trim 25 to 50% of my position. Parang ganon. Diba? Simple lamang. Rule number 2, allocation cap. So, anong ibig sabihin nito? So, lagi ako nagsiset ng maximum percentage per stock lagi. For example, no single position exceed 15% of total portfolio. Ibig sabihin, parang ganon. So, ibig sabihin, kapag nag-rally ang isang position sa akin ng 20%, so kinakat ko na yan para bumalik sa 15%. Okay? So, ito yung ginagawa natin para ma-position size o ma-diversify ng maayos ang ating position. No drama, no predictions, just discipline. Rule number 3 ay cycle awareness. No, cycle awareness rule. Katulad nakaraan, di ba? Hindi ko na-anticipate yung cycle ng first rally ng commodity about sa nickel. Akala ko continuous pa siya. No, that's the wrong mentality that I have. So, kaya nilagay ko itong rule number 3, cycle awareness rule. If you're investing in cyclical sectors like mining, shipping, property, energy, never treat them like permanent compounders. Okay? This is na way na natutunan ko na gusto kong i-share sa inyo. Ulitin natin. If you're investing in cyclical sectors, never treat them like permanent compounders. Cyclicals are for active management. Defensive are for passive holding. Okay? So that mental separation changes our behavior kasi. Now let's relate this back to NIKL Asia Corporation para mas maintindihan mo, no? Mining is cyclical by nature. Even NIKL Asia has a strong management, solid assets, and you have to understand earnings will fluctuate with nickel prices. So dito makikita mo na very structural yung pag-review natin about sa kumpanya. Okay, now let's talk about portfolio identity. Every investor should define what kind of portfolio they want, no? High volatility, high concentration, moderate growth, balanced approach, dividend focus, cyclical rotation strategy, no? Because clarity prevents impulsive behavior kasi. For me, I aim for growth and controlled volatility. That means trimming aggressively sa mga extended position. And that means also reallocating to undervalued opportunity. And also that means avoiding emotional. For me, trimming a winner like NIKL Asia Corporation is not an isolated action. It's a part of larger system. And system are what separate consistent investor from emotional investor or traders, no? So most retail investor kasi build portfolio by accumulation. So they buy what's trending in news or in groups, no? And they add stocks kung ano yung mga exciting. They follow stories. A strong portfolio is not just collection of good stocks. It is a collection of exposure that behave differently across economic volatility. So you have to ask yourself lagi, if interest rate ay bumagsak, sino ang mabe-benefits? If global demand mag-slow down, sino yung magsasuffer? If the peso is weak or nag-weaken, sino yung mananalo? Sino yung may advantage? Okay? Sa ganitong question kasi, ma-identify mo kung sino yung pwede mong tignan today sa market. Mining stocks typically benefits from strong global demand, weak local currency, infrastructure expansion, and commodity, but they suffer during global slowdown, tighten yung liquidity, commodity ay merong oversupply, and syempre risk of capital flow. So based sa mga natutunan ko sa aking portfolio history, market will always test your discipline. There will always be headlines, there will always be hype, there will always be fear sa market. But kapag meron kang structure, nagiging kalmado ka. And yung kalmado na ito, nakakapag-create ito ng rational decisions. Trimming a stock, hindi nangangahulugan na ikaw ay isang pessimist na o pessimism. At hindi rin ito about predicting a crash kapag nag-trim ka. It was about aligning the exposure with probability. And if you master this mindset, managing risk first, harvesting volatility second, and compounding patiently over time, you will operate on level most retail investors never reach. Because in the end, wealth in the market is not about chasing the peak, it's about managing the cycles. Especially kapag meron kang mga investments sa mga cyclical stocks. Again guys, this is PSE Warrior na lagi nagpapaalala, invest wisely and see you on the other side.